What is going on out there, peeps? Man, our boy Al Kadimi doing the big time again. Still doing what he promised to do. Promises made, promises kept. Draining the Iraqi swamp. We're going to get into that in just a second here. Quick reminder. If you're thinking about buying precious metals, give our friends over at Money Metals Exchange a consideration. The link will be in the description. If you buy more than $100 worth of precious metals, use promo code Pimpy, P-I-M-P-Y, and you will get a free half ounce of silver. If you already got your free half ounce of silver before, you won't get it a second time. Over here we got Pimpy's Investment Chat. It's the same name as the YouTube channel. Over here we talk about investment opportunities, gold, silver, cryptocurrencies, as well as foreign currency investments. No politics, please. Bring the politics over here, which is the hidden things in front of your eyes. You can talk about QAnon, politics, current events, false flag events, 9/11, chemtrails, the whole 9 yards. I don't mind. Just be respectful of one another. For those of you who don't have Facebook, come on over here to Twitter. The link will be in the description. You can follow me over there as well. All right. Now, a lot of you guys are wanting to buy foreign currencies, and I told you I used to get it from Exchange of America, but they are out. So a lot of people have been coming over to the UK Dinar, so the link will be in the description. They have rupiah, Zim dollars, Vietnam dollars, and the Iraqi dinar. All right, you guys, let's get into the news. Ooh, and just like that, he's rounding them up. The anti-corruption agency arrested directors of agriculture banks in Ramadi, Fallujah, and I believe it's pronounced Garad, and Alden. So, promises made, promises kept. This guy is going to clean out the corruptions. So that's what this article goes on to talk about, the fact that these people are being picked up. A source close to the prime minister said Saturday that the anti-corruption agency arrested 4 government officials on charges of corruption. Scroll down just a little bit. A private government source revealed that al-Masala and the implementation of the legal arrest orders of 6 officials accused of corruption after the arrest of the former director of the retirement authority, al-Sadi. All right, so the source said that the names of those responsible will be announced soon, and that the Corruption Investigation Commission is continuing its national mission to pursue the corrupt in an effective and serious manner. So remember, one of the reasons why Iraq is, still got a lot of the restrictions on them while they're still under the thumb of the United Nations, is because, they are one of the most corrupt countries in the world. All right. So Al-Kadimi told people when he was going to get in there, if you remember, a lot of the parliament people said that he can't go after Maliki. I have a feeling that that's going to happen regardless. If you remember, not too long ago, he didn't go directly after Maliki, but went ahead and went after several of his family members when he found out a lot of money that they believe he had taken was distributed out to them. You know what I mean? So it's going to be very interesting. Al-Kadimi looks like the real deal Holyfield. Remember, he does come from the intelligence agencies. I'm sure that a lot of information he already knew in advance before he got this position. So again, Al-Kadimi taking the most important steps forward to prove to the international community that they are ready to be out there with the big boys all over again. So it goes on to talk about what is happening here. Iraq is one of the countries whose development is impeded by corruption, and the Iraq citizens has reached a state of despair for not being able to hold accountable any corrupt, even he is small, which encourages the corrupt to appear on satellite channels and the media and talk about commissions without fear of punishment or respect for them, the least of people's feelings. So that's pretty bad when a corrupt will come on TV and tell you what they're doing. That's a damn shame. All right, so anyways, look, this is a big step forward. As I said, Al-Kadimi seems like the real deal. This article is a little lengthy, but it goes on to talk about he said he was going to do this. He is going after them. There are a lot of people that I guarantee are crapping their pants right now because he's actually doing what he said. In the past, you'd have these prime ministers or political people come forward talking about how they would clean things up and nothing got accomplished. Al-Kadimi, on the other hand, seems to be doing exactly exactly what he's supposed to do. And again, this is going to go over, in my opinion, really well with the Iraqi citizens. You know what I mean? They can see that this guy is actually doing what he's supposed to do and what he said he's doing. And so that should calm down a lot of the protesters, at least the real Iraqi citizens, not the ones who are paid by the Iranian puppets. Okay, that's a little bit different. That's like it's like our version of Antifa over there. Okay, so but nonetheless. Anyway, so again, big steps moving forward. Some arrests have already been made. We know there's an agency running around, rounding people up. That's what we want to see. Meanwhile, in Kurdistan, we are ready to provide what Baghdad requests in terms of numbers, documents, and all the files related to it. You know, we've been seeing this going on and on now for a couple months now. Kurdistan needs to work out their differences with Baghdad. We know this. So they're still going back and forth. It looks like Kurdistan's taking a big step forward and saying, look, I'm going to go ahead and give you all the documents and all the files that you need. But they're still a long way off, according to this article. We know that the time is running out for these guys. They have to turn around and get this agreement settled because they're part of the 2021 budget. The dues and revenues are in there. So they need to get this hammered out, get past all the stuff they need to get taken care of. So anyways, the Kurdistan government minister of Baghdad affairs said in a statement, there are many unresolved files and issues that need a time and a long discussions, and therefore the frequent visits, delegations, and the formation of committees does not mean the failure of negotiations between the two sides. No, you would think it wouldn't, that things would be getting ironed out. As a matter of fact, we saw that Barzani as well as Al-Kadhimi seem to have worked everything out between themselves, but it's the rest of the people we need to get aboard on this. The issues between the two parties are complex with regards to oil and gas, the region's share of the budget, the issues of the regional office in the hands of its companies, the issues of border crossing and how to manage them, and the need for details and parts. And this will be discussed through the subcommittees that will discuss each small and large in preparation for an agreement. A comprehensive and permanent meeting with Baghdad prepares for a new phase. Yeah, it better be a new phase. We are running out of time. This budget, look at the 2020 budget hasn't even got there like it was supposed to. Supposed to got there last week. Okay, we know the cabinet voted on it, but we need parliamentary to vote on it. Okay, so we'll keep an eye on that as well, but we know this got to get done here. We know, as a matter of fact, we're going to get into it right now. I was going to talk about the reform papers. First, let's talk about the 2020 budget. So parliamentary finance. The government did not send the 2020 budget to Parliament. So the Parliament Financial Committee confirmed that on Saturday the government has not yet sent the draft federal budget for the year 2020 in the House of Representatives, calling on it to expedite sending it for the purpose of voting on it. Of course, we know what needs to be done. Scroll down here just a little bit. What they're talking about is adding in there is funds for loans from the bank to be distributed to young people, as long as these young people want to commit or create jobs in companies, of course, and helping reduce the amount of the unemployed. So I like that idea. Look, if people got a good business plan, go for it. We know something needs to be done over there. This gets more people off relying on the government, more people back to work and paying taxes and putting money back into the government to help it grow. All right. So anyways, the Prime Minister spokesperson said that the 2021 budget will address the issues of contractors in accordance with the Resolution 315. All right. So again, they need to get this over this, the 2020 budget. Get that over. You're going to see a lot of this happen all in one time. I have a feeling, at least I hope so. Anyways, Saleh and Halabasi declared 2 files in support of Al-Kadhimi and warrants of weapons in the elections. Okay, so again, the President Saleh and the President of Iraq Parliament, Halabasi, expressed on Saturday their support for the Prime Minister in holding early elections on time and combating financial and administrative corruption in the country by arresting those involved in this file and confining weapons in the hands of the state. Let's get her done. A lot of people have weapons because they have their own little cliques and gangs, especially after ISIS rode through there. All right, so this is what they were using to defend themselves. But now, unfortunately, a lot of those have gotten in the hands of the wrong people. So they need to clear the weapons out. That's one of their concerns about holding this election. People having guns. Okay, so again, they're going to be going around. We know that what is it? One of the special police forces, they're sweeping through neighborhoods, going door to door looking for guns. So you could kind of anticipate that continuing for as long as necessary. Anyway, so Saleh said during the speech that reform requires the provision of an appropriate political climate through a serious will to hold early elections that are free and fair, free from the power of arms, stressing we must not be complacent in holding the corrupt and the obstructive accountable to building a fully sovereign state. They need to get there. They're getting there. So again, they're saying all the right things. Al-Qadimi's taking all the right steps. Again, it took decades for them to get to this level. It's going to take a little time for them to get squared back up. All right. So, but they seem to be doing it pretty quickly. Here we go. Disclosure of the details of the government reform paper and the date of sending it to Parliament. There are a lot of us out there anticipating what might be in the reform papers. There's no guarantee that it is. I mean, they did mention it in an article that there's going to be talk about the exchange rate. Again, I don't want to get too excited and I don't want to get too down. I just want to see what it is already. Okay? So the government intends to present the reform papers to the House of Representatives in the middle of next month, noting that the paper includes reducing the salaries of higher and special ranks without prejudice to the salaries of the employees. The reform papers that the Ministry of Finance is preparing will include ministerial structures, spending sections, stop wasting of public money, optional and investment budgets, in addition to working to maximize state resources and provide the appropriate environment for foreign companies to invest. Obviously, again, if you want Iraq to grow its economy, they need outside investors, but outside investors will go there if they don't feel safe or they don't feel like their investments are being protected. So all the right things are being done. Again, 2021 is going to be a pretty big year, I think, for Iraq in a lot of different ways. Okay, so the reform papers are being looked at. We want to see what those reform papers are. We're anticipating what might be in the reform papers. But make no doubt about it, even if the rate is in the reform papers, they're not going to tell you what the rate is. Okay, they're not going to do that. And the reason for that is if it's something really large, and you would see this huge wave of people rushing to try to buy Iraqi dinar. All right, I'm pretty sure it's going to be discussed. But the day that the rate change happens, there's not going to be any fanfare. There's not going to be any notice. There's not going to be any news. You're just going to wake up one day and it's there. That's what they did in Kuwait. All right, you guys, that's it for now. Look, I'm really happy to watch Al-Qadimi making all these huge steps to do what it takes to get Iraq back on its feet and to bring a lot of prosperity to the Iraqi people and peace in the Middle East. Very happy about that. All right, you guys, that's it for now. If you like the video, hit the thumbs up button. If you're not a subscriber, please do so, because when you do, it helps out the channel, and I surely do appreciate it. I'll catch you later.